Okay, I'm gonna sing a couple songs. Songs are about maintaining perspective, and that can be tough to do in this world where there's so much information constantly being shoveled into our faces or that we go seeking out. Because there's a lot of really good core beliefs that people say they have, and then they have a hard time living up to that. And I think they really want to be the people that they think they are, but they spend 90% of their time with a screen in front of their face with some idiot spewing hot garbage and trash in order to create outrage and keep people angry at each other and upset. But we need to get back to the core principles that allow us to have structure and detect when we're being manipulated, because life can be confusing, but it can also be wonderful if we're willing to be humble and accept the fact that we don't have all the answers, and those people, you know, on our screens don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. Do you have all the answers? I don't. So as long as we have that humility, we can have the open-mindedness to go looking in the right places and find things that reinforce empathy and compassion. And that's what this song is about. So, why don't we kick it off with some drums? I just overheard the things you said, how that idea get in your head. To the right, to the right, to the right ideas. You must open your mind, open your mind. You like to tell us that your brain is Fort Knox. Not a single soul could pick your locks. But some ideas sneak into that vault. We can tell when they slip back out. They didn't just appear from thin air. You were taught by someone not to care about the people who are not your kind. You're retrograde, open your mind. To the right ideas. You must open your mind, open your mind. To the right, to the right, to the right ideas. You must open your mind, open your mind. Everyone else is too easy to route. You're the only one who's figured it out. When did you first reach that state? You must have had some time to percolate. Based on the sad things I hear you say, you seek out more of it every day. You like to say we're children of God, but when the Romans fetch the cross, you cheer them on. To the right ideas. You must open your mind, open your mind. To the right, to the right, to the right ideas. You must open your mind, open your mind. There are great ideas in that book. Crack it open and have a look. To others, you should do the things you'd have them do to you. To the right, to the right, to the right ideas. You must open your mind, open your mind. To the right, to the right, to the right ideas. You must open your mind, open your mind. So it's garbage in, garbage out, right? If the things we listen to are full of hate and derision, then we shouldn't be surprised when eventually those become the things that make up the core of our thinking, right? Like I said, life doesn't have to be confusing. We just often confuse ourselves. Having a little fun here. The next song is about another kind of perspective, and this is to do with the fact that a lot of times we convince ourselves that we're the linchpin that the whole universe is held together by, and if something was to happen to us, everything would fall apart and utter chaos would reign and it would just be terrible, right? Well, for every person in history who's thought that, they've all been wrong. So we can choose to keep doing that and being wrong, or we can start to pull ourselves back and ask, why do we do this? And I think the answer is a couple things. One, it helps build up our ego, self-defense. Hey, I've got these goals, I'm working towards them, and I'm achieving, and I'm a good person, I'm awesome because I'm doing this stuff. Which, it's good to have goals to an extent, but when they take away from our ability to reflect and see the world around us, then that is definitely not a good thing. And I think the second thing comes back to that, which is most of the time we don't prepare ourselves for the realization that we've built up a false reality, and then tragedy hits, and that's stripped away instantly, and we're not prepared for it. And so I think it'd be better if we were to spend our time preparing ourselves for the inevitable by being humble. The cancer won, he tells his friend, don't be sad, this is not the end. His grieving wife tries to pretend she understands how this is not the end. Their little boy can't comprehend the day's events, this is not the end. She wrote a letter she couldn't send to claim her life. This is not the end. The girl he wanted, she'd never been. Her father passed. This is not the end. She's learning how to live again out of his shadow. This is not the end. All the time she had to spend to find herself. This is not the end. In our own time, this is not the end. The shiny things that we defend all come apart. This is not the end. The helping hand that we can lend can go beyond. This is not the end. It is our family and our friends that bear the mark. This is not the end. We run and run. We run and run and run and run. We're never done. I got no time for anyone. Can't you see what I've done? I gotta keep it moving, gotta keep me occupied. I gotta keep my mind from resting. Can't you see I have no time because the world is on my shoulders. I have to bear the cost. If I disappear, you'd all be lost. We all arrive and leave again in our own time. This is not the end. The shiny things that we defend all come apart. This is not the end. The helping hand that we can lend can go beyond. This is not the end. It is our family and our friends who bear the mark. This is not the end. So if there's a common theme here, it's the way that we affect other people that outlives us, and we have to be humble to accept our actual place in the universe. Are we going to have a huge impact that generations of people are going to, know our name? Probably not. And does that need to be an aspiration? No. As long as we're doing the best for the people whose lives we can affect, that's all we can do. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and we'll see you for the next one.